Hello, everybody. It's just on 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time here in New South Wales, Australia. Normally, I am on here just going live through Facebook, but tonight I am using StreamYard for the first time. So I'm hoping that everybody is going to be able to see me and hear me. So welcome to those who are on already. Hello, Monique. Thank you. Laura, hello, my darling. Beautiful. I can see that there's a few people on now. So just pop your names in there. Let me know you're online, that you can, if someone can just say you can hear and see me fine, would be great. Would be much appreciated. And if you can pop on there and tell me where you're from, that would even be better. You can't see me. I don't know why that would be, Monique. Can everyone else see me, please? Yep, both. Okay. Monique, you might have a slight problem. If there's a link there for StreamYard that you can see in the post, just press on that. That may help you, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't be able to see me. Hello, everybody. Someone else can't see me either. So if you're seeing a link there, to press on StreamYard link so that you can hear and see and participate with your comments, give that a go. But I do have people on here who are seeing and hearing. So that is good. So pop in, hi, where you're from. Oh, hello, London. Beautiful. London is hearing and seeing me. That's really cool. That's exciting, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, Monique. Hopefully you can hear and see. We'll just wait and see if we get a few more people on. It's good to be here again. It's been a very fast week, hasn't it? Sorry, I'm looking around a bit. I'm just watching comments and seeing what's happening on here. I've been looking into StreamYard for a while. Perfect both ways. And New Zealand, fantastic. Kuliz, is that how I pronounce your name? Sorry if it isn't. Can hear and see both, so that's good. So as I say, pop in where you're from, and that gives me an idea that not only am I going overseas, but the transmission is working well. And you've shared. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, Kuliz. Thank you. Yeah, if you can share the show with your friends and family, that's really good. That's wonderful. Got a lot of people coming on board. Okay, well, I might get started and I'll introduce myself. My name is Trish and I am the founder of a Pathway to Peace Healing Centre. It's not actually a centre as such, it's just the name of the business. The mainframe name is Pathway to Peace. But it's registered with that full name if anyone happens to be looking for it. So here we are together again. Beautiful, just waiting, making sure that everything's fine, working well. See how we go with all the comments and things. Beautiful, okay. All right, well, tonight I'd like to do some readings for people. So you will be picked at random for a reading, and they'll just be quick reads when we get to that part of the show. But first of all, as I say, my name is Trish, Pathway to Peace. I've popped in the comments there where you can reach me. If you can like and share my business page, Pathway to Peace, the link is there for that. I have a private group called Dare, Ignite, Awaken, where I'm, do lots of postings, and we'll be doing lives and workshop type things and subject discussions and so forth if you'd like to come into that group. Hello, Sue. Soon, my love, doing readings, not just yet, but I will be. Yeah, if you want to join that group, please click on that link and you'll either be approved or I will approve you after the show. I'd love to have you in there. But it is a group for commitment. Okay, you need to be committed to being in the group and participating, because that's what the group is about. If you're someone who's a fence sitter, it's probably not the place for you, because I do like my members to be interactive with my postings and so forth, because it's all about for you, as they say. So yeah, share and like everything that you can for me would be wonderful. It helps the world to operate on a lot more loving platform, and that's what it's all about. It's about love for each other. It's about supporting each other. Okay, so tonight I wanted to chat a little bit about, I don't know about anybody else, but hello, Sue. We've got lots of Sues on here tonight. We've got Sue White and Sullivan and all sorts of Sues. And Florence, hi, don't forget, where are you from, guys? It's really important. I love to see where we're reaching. So tonight I just wanted to have a chat first before we got into anything else over and above, i.e. readings. As I was about to say last night, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm in the southern suburbs of New South Wales, of Sydney, and I had a terrible sleep. I was awake for hours. I was up and wandering around at 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Went to bed tired, happy to go to bed, but couldn't sleep. And it's all about the energies at the moment, because we are having a new moon. It's called a black moon. For those of you who don't know, the black moon is when we have 2 moons in the 1 month, and that's exactly Gin in Queensland. Thank you. Sunshine Coast. Thank you. So the black moon is when we have 2 new moons in the 1 month, and that's what we're having at the moment. We're having the new moon. It's called a black moon for that reason. Now, this moon is the time for us all to be looking at what it is we want to manifest to move forward and for our new beginnings. But in the knowing that this black moon, this new moon, also brings an energy and upliftment for wanting to go forward for manifestation. But the manifestations that you put your energy into and create, they're going to take time, okay? You're not going to be gifted exactly what you ask for tomorrow or next week. This period of energy and manifestation of this black moon is going to go for quite a long time. You know, it could be 12 months, it could be 2 years, it could be 18 months, you know, but it's not something that's going to move on quickly like the energies of some moons do. And but what the energy is you need to be stepping in now to this energy and really using it for your purposes to manifest the life that you know that you can lead, not necessarily what you want, because sometimes what you want isn't what you need. Just remember that one. Your soul knows your truth. Your soul knows what you need. So you need to get deep down and dirty, as I say, with yourself. You really need to go in deep. You really need to be asking yourself questions. What is it that I want in this point of time? But not only in this point of time, what is it that I want to create in my life to give me that life that I know is mine? Because no one else can create that. You need to do this creation. You need to manifest. So whether it's your job, your work, your love life, better relationships with partners, boyfriends, lovers, siblings, friends, workmates, colleagues, whatever it is, or you want to create your own business, whatever that business may be, or you just want to create a better life in general and you want to live in joy, peace and happiness, now's the time to be doing some delving deep into that manifestation. So having said that, it moves me into the words that I'll present to you, and the subject, you may have seen it in the heading, is, hello Perla. Perla is feeling all of the above. She's feeling contentment, which is nice. So the topic or the heading that I had up there for tonight was to be or not to be. What is your to be is what I'm going to ask you all tonight. What is ye? Now, this is something that you really do need to think about. But, you know, it's not the old-fashioned saying to be or not to be, you know, as we heard in the movies and this and that and the other. This is a pretty well serious question. This is a soul question. What is your, you know, to be or not to be? So in other words, what is your manifestation? What is your positivity? What is your life? What is it that you know you can have with all the joy, peace and happiness and so forth, stepping through fear and taking on the courage and creating everything as you want it to be, but at the same time recognising what is your not to be. So in other words, what do you no longer accept for you? And we need to start doing this now. We've all been through rough times and hard times for quite a period of time. For the last 12 months, it's been really heavy going. We've had floods, we've had famine, we've had fire, we've had the extreme bad air quality here in Australia, in Victoria, in New South Wales with the fires and so forth. And the ash, people have lost homes. There's been illness. We unfortunately have to say the word and bring it to the forefront, but we've had COVID. We've still got COVID, and we still will go in with the energies of COVID. There's so much going on. But in amongst that, now is the opportunity, using this black moon, the new moon, the manifestation energies, to understand not just the to be, but what you don't want it to be. Stepping through fear is a big one for Kirsty. Kirsty, send me a private message, and we can do some work together to get you through that fear. So there's a lot going on, isn't there, when we really talk about it? So we really need to find what is our not to be. And I think a lot of us have found that not to be over the last 12 months or more, when we put everything into context about, the energies that we've experienced that's going on. The world is in a huge change. We all know that. But if you think about it, the world is constantly in change. It has to be. Nothing stays the same. And this is where your to be and not to be sits as well. Nothing stays the same. If you continually sit still on a spiritual, emotional, and a physical level, you have every chance of sitting in your not to be all the time if you don't get up and answer what your to be is. Okay? There's a lot that you can manifest at this time. Okay? So I'd like you all to have a look at what you think your to be could be. This is what I'm asking of you tonight. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Spirit has asked me to talk to you about this tonight. What is your to be? What does that feel like for you? What does it look like for you? When you really sit in there, have a look at it. So now we're going to take that opportunity now whilst we're here together. Thank you, Sue. I'd like to offer you this now, is to, wherever you are, is to just sit for a few moments. And I'd like you to be courageous enough to sit with me and allow me to take you for a moment, just sitting in peace and holding sacred space for you. And I'm going to ask you that question whilst you're sitting in that sacred space. And I want you to listen to what your soul tells you. So try not to peek at the screen and try not to look to see what I'm saying or doing, because this is not about me. I want you to be all about you and your to be. And you may hear some information about what your not to be's are as well. So I'd like you to take this opportunity to connect in. Now, this is another way of, as you know, I am a soul coach practitioner. I use many modalities in the work that I do, in my sessions, in my readings, and in my healings. And I have my soul soul coaching programs as well. They go for 28 days, or they really go for 6 weeks, actually, when we weigh it all up and get in there. But this is another way of taking you on a soul journey and allowing you to sit in peace and listen to your soul. So I really would like you to do that now, if you would. So if you've got any buzz around you, if there's people around you, or noise, or anything like that, just ask those people if they would just leave you alone for a moment. Or if you've got, your earphones plugged in, plug them in, and that way you can block out whatever noise, whatever suits you. So I'd like you to just take a moment and just get comfortable. I'd like you to be sitting upright, if you would, please, rather than laying down, because I want you to stay connected with this. Sometimes when we lay down, especially at the end of the day, we get a bit tired and we tend to disconnect. Now, when we do soul journey work, when we speak with our soul, when we delve deep and we connect in and we listen, we are actually conscious. It's different to meditating, where, it can take you off in a journey to the beach and the forest and all sorts of things are happening. When we do the soul journey, you are actually conscious, because when you do the soul journeys with me, you'll hear my voice. You'll hear the questions I'm asking you. You'll know what's going on around you. Okay, so just allow yourself the privilege of this moment to connect with your soul, to your to be, and perhaps your not to be's. So close your eyes, sitting quietly, and I want you just to take 3 deep breaths. And as you inhale, pull that breath up, fill up your belly, your abdomen with air, and pull it right up through the chest. And a big exhale out. And as you exhale, I just want you to allow your body to relax, allow your shoulders to drop, just so that you can be in that relaxed position. And I'd like you to do that 3 times. And then I just want you to simply sit, and I just want you to listen to your inner core, your inner being, your inner self. And this is our soul. This is our soul. This is where our soul is. It's within you. You are a physical vessel made up of so many moving parts, but your soul is in your body. It is in your DNA and in your cells. Your soul has traveled into this life with you and has been with you with many lives before this, and comes with you each time you return back to this earth to live, to experience. So I want you to take this moment and just breathing gently and being kind. And I want you to envisage and feel and hear your soul's voice. For some of you, you may see yourself, a mirror of you, and this is your soul. Some of you may only hear, you may not get a vision, and that is perfectly fine, because we all work with the 7 different clairs differently. Some hear, see, feel everything, and some feel only certain ones. So just allow your soul to speak to you, to be with you. And I want you to take a moment, and I want you to ask your soul, what are our 2 B's? What is it that we together as one want to manifest within this energy of this new moon? What is it that we together as one, what is our story? What is our truth? What is it we want to manifest to create the peace, joy, and happiness, and living life to the fullest? And I'm going to give you a moment to hear that. And I'll come back for you. You will hear my voice asking you another question. But for now, sit with your soul and speak about your 2 B's for your manifestations. And now I would like you to sit with your soul for a moment longer. And I want you to allow you and your soul to connect and talk about what your not to be's are. What is it that you want to work on not having in your life, not serving its purpose for you, is not for your betterment or your growth, your peace and your joy, your happiness and your laughter? Allow the opportunity now to have that chat as well, because this can be included in your manifestations, in the changes that you wish to make, that you want to have, that you want to work on to bring into your life. Because that way you'll know perhaps where you're wasting your energy and your love and your input. So I'll allow you a minute to sit with your soul with this as well. And then when it's time, you will hear my voice again. Okay. So now just listen to my voice. And I want you to acknowledge your soul. Give thanks for the opportunity. Your thanks and gratitude for the information that you have been given. And then come back into the room where you are sitting and open your eyes. And then I'm going to share with you a couple of cards that I have pulled for the collective. But if you would like to pop into the comments, please feel free. If you want to say anything about the experience that you've had, please do. I love hearing about your experiences and how you went and how you're feeling. Or if you don't want to do that now, you can send me a private message. And you can do that via my business page on Facebook or you can go into my website and there is private messenger opportunity there as well. I'd love to hear from you all about how you're feeling and how that connection went for you. And I hope that it helps you, having had that connection with your soul for the manifestation using this black moon, the power and the encouragement that it has for you. So what we're doing is we're having trust and we're having faith. We're saying yes to life so that we can live it fully and in contentment. So 2 cards that I have drawn for the collective are 2 cards, the element of light. And one is new beginnings and the other is completion. Okay, so manifestation, bringing in new beginnings, using this opportunity. And by creating the new beginnings and manifesting and doing the work, okay, by doing the work, you will get to, if I turn the card around the right way for you, sorry, you will get to completion, but you're going to work with the element of light whilst you're doing this. Now, I don't know how many of you know much about working with the elements, but in my programs, the Soul Coach Practitioner Soul Coaching programs, you do work with the elements of air, water, fire and earth, but we also have an element of light as well, okay? So we're bringing in the light. When we start new beginnings, we're lightening up our energy, aren't we? Because everything feels good, it feels fun, it feels happy, it feels great. And we're edging towards the we're edging towards the completion, but I don't believe that we are always complete. We're never complete. Nothing is ever complete, but we do get to a stage where it feels completed because we've gotten to the stage or the point of what we have needed for ourselves. So those 2 cards are for the collective, okay, for that. So as I say, let me know how you went with that. So I hope you have enjoyed that little experience there, and it was very important to bring that to you this evening on here. So now I'll just do some card readings for some people. Hello, Elsie. Now, with the cards, when I do readings for people, I only read for you. I don't read for friends and family members because it's disrespectful to read into the energy and lives of people who haven't given permission, who aren't there to say, yes, you can read into my energy. So I only read for you. And if you can pop up just a brief question, please. Not a long story because I don't have the time on here, unfortunately. But if you'd like to experience a one-on-one personal session with me, you can book that through my website. We do a soul journey / reading, not necessarily journey. It can be all reading to unblock you, to find your answers and so forth. So if you would like to do a one-on-one, please do. Okay, so pop up a question, just saying, can I have a card if you're drawn to me? I do need a question because it takes too long to get into the energies when it's just generalised. A card, please, because say we don't have, I don't have that time to be able to connect right in there to give you just based on a card, please. Okay. Now let me have a look. Who's on here? Sorry. Okay, Sylvia's had her answers from her soul. That's really good, Sylvia. Beautiful. Okay. Right, so as I say, Sue Sullivan says that her soul is her lost little child who she's clinging on to and cannot let her go. She wants to run free and be happy, but I keep running after her because if I let her go, I'm afraid I am none. Okay, Sue. All righty. Please don't be afraid to let your inner child run free. But the reason that you're hanging on, Sue, to your inner child is because you have unresolved hurts. Okay, you've got hurts going back to that childhood era, and we need to resolve those for you. You need to be willing to stand up and know that by confronting your inner child, but confronting not only necessarily, the inner child, but confronting the experiences and the issues that have brought you to this point where you are continually chasing this inner child and you don't want to let her go, is from the experiences because she's not feeling safe. Your inner child is not feeling safe to be on her own, and she should be able to be. Everyone deserves to be safe. So working with your inner child, we need you to confront, we need you to speak your truth about the experiences and the hurts that you experienced as a young girl. We can't do that here, obviously, in this platform, but this is what Spirit is saying. I'm sorry for closing my eyes, everyone, but I've really felt into that energy. So this is what you need to do. But I do ask you, please don't be afraid of letting her go. She will be all right, okay? But what she does need to know is that you will stand up for her, that you won't allow any more hurt to be put onto her or into her. And this is what your inner child is looking for. That's why you keep chasing her, because you don't really want to tell her the truth, but you do need at some stage to tell her your truth. So I hope that helps you, Sue. If you want to do a one-on-one session with me and we delve deep more into that inner child, I'm actually a crystal therapy practitioner as well. I can't give you the crystals one-on-one on screen, but we can still do the work. So if you want to contact me and book, please contact me and we'll work out a session time for you and we can delve deep. So you can have a 60-minute session there if you like. So you can just book via my website, via reading, and then I'll know who it is and what it's for, okay? Or just send me a private message. So you do need to look after your inner child, but you need to allow, okay, to protect. Okay, so Kuliz, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Finances, developing your gifts, that's a choice. I can't tell you what gifts you're going to develop. You need to sit and connect with the pathway that you want to go on to develop your connections. If you really want to delve deep and be in there with Spirit, which I think you do need more commitment to do that on the learnings, because, you know, we can have gifts, but we need to develop them, but we also need to understand them and we need to nurture them and we need to do it in the right fashion, okay? That's what I'll give you on that. Your finances, when I say the word finances and I see and feel into your energy, Liz, I just see dollar signs dropping down, okay? I feel that you've had, you've had difficult times and, that's something that everyone's having, but I'm talking about you specifically, but other people may recognise this as well. But your finances, there's dollars raining down on you. So I think your dollars are going to come, but it's going to take time to recoup the dollars that you feel either you've lost or you can't get. But you've got to be willing to allow those dollars to come. Now, those dollars may come through you doing more hard work and really creating yourself. What they're saying is you need to reinvent yourself, okay? So I'll leave that there for now so I can do some other readings. You're a healer and you have clairs. Well, you're probably already on your journey. You're probably already on your path. But if you need to develop those clairs and learn more about them and working with Spirit and getting the messages and all of that sort of thing, send me a private message. I do have a workshop that you can do for that. Take about 3 or 4 hours to do the workshop. So if you're interested in that, it's $97 for that. It's nothing expensive. If you want to delve deep more and understand it and connect a bit more, I can help you to do that. And it's, learning to feel Spirit and developing it and doing it in a safe manner. So I'll leave that there for you, Liz. Okay, we have, is it Sari? Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. Watching from South Africa. Would love if you would pop up an actual question for me, my love, that you would like me to answer for you. Kat Rogers, are you moving home soon? No, probably not, is the quick answer on that one. That's what I get there. I know that you want to move. That's the feeling that comes from that. Okay. I think you're going to go to a place that you feel is home. I feel that at the moment, wherever you are, doesn't actually feel like it's home for you. It is coming, but it's not going to come just yet. You've probably got about another 6 to 7 months is what they're saying on that, okay? But again, you need to be working with your soul on what sort of home is it that you want. Where do you really want to be? Where's going to be the best place for you, okay? If you would do that, please, okay? Sorry, I just saw somebody else up here. Angela, you're not feeling well. Angela, love to know where you're from. You've been sick for 3 weeks. You're not able to go to work. When do you feel you'll get back to normal? I actually feel your illness is stress and depression, and I think, excuse how I express this, but the words they're giving me is you've got your knickers in a knot, my love. And I'd really love to see you get that knot undone. There's something going on there for you. It's emotional. I feel that the job that you're in, you've got pressures, but it's pressure, it's environmental pressure. It's not where you're really happy. If it's not the job, it's an environment that you're in. I can't quite pick, because I think that's coming because you don't actually know where it is that you want to be either, and you've really got yourself all twisted up in a ball at the moment. And this is where, Angela, this unwellness is coming through, and you've really got to get deep down and dirty and get into the blocks as to why you feel like this, okay? You've had an experience along the line that's put you down onto your bum cheeks. It's the only way I can explain it, and it was done quite heavily, okay? It's really swept you off your feet, but for the wrong reasons. But you've also got to be willing to want to get back up on your feet. You've been down for 3 weeks now. We need to look at what is it that you're sick with and how can we alleviate this illness. And I'm sure that if we can work through some of the emotional shit, I'm sorry for using that word, but that's what it is. If we can work through some of the emotional shit, I'm sure you're going to be able to get there. But you've got to be willing to commit to yourself, to your wellness, but you've got to be able to be willing enough to be committed to want to get well, okay? There's a bit of the toing and froing there. I hope that helps you. If I can help you personally, drop me a message and we can book you in for a session, and we can delve deep more, and we can find out what's going on for you, and we can work you through that, okay? There was one here that I wanted. Tracy, I'm sorry for the loss of your father. From my heart to yours, I truly am. Your mum has moved on pretty quick, and you're still suffering. How can she do this and you're lost without him? Tracy, funnily enough that you asked that question, because I actually am also a holistic counsellor. I've worked with grief in my own life, but I've worked with grief with other people, so I am a holistic counsellor as well. And I have a passion about people understand. I'm also an end-of-life doula, so I deal with people who are dying and their carers and all sorts of things under all sorts of scenarios, you know, and I've looked after cancer patients and so forth. So I understand loss in many different ways and avenues and the experiences of it, and it's devastating. We all grieve in a different fashion, okay? We all grieve in a different way. Some people move on quickly because it's the only way they know how to get through, because they feel that that's what they want. And if that's what they want, they're going to go for it, and we can't change that. And we can only set our prayers to them that they find and they experience the peace and the happiness and the love that they want to have in their life, with moving on with a new, you know, a new partner, a new life. So I do something called Rain to Rainbows, Loss to Love. And it's healing grief, okay? And it's learning to travel from the grief of the loss and learning to live in love and happiness, but in the knowledge of knowing that even though they're dead, and I use the word dead because it's exactly what we are. I don't like using the word lost or gone. It just doesn't sit right for me in the energies of it. But when we do experience the death of someone we're very, very close to, as I say, we all deal differently. So, you know, loss to love, I'd love to see you come from that loss to love and know that you can be loving your dad in every which way that you want to, and you know how, even though he's not with you anymore, but you can actually move on and live life without him being here in the physical. And that's what your mum has done. So I think you're grieving the loss of your dad, but you're also grieving your mother in a way because she's moved on and you feel personally she shouldn't have, but the only one who can make that choice is her. So that's something else that you need to understand, that her choices are her choices. You can't look at them like, oh, how can she do that? Because that's not going to take you anywhere. So Tracy, if I can help you personally, please contact me and we'll work out healing sessions and so forth to work that for you and make you feel better. And we can work through the loss to love and working on the grief of it all for you. The one thing I will say is your dad stands behind you and he stands with you day and night looking after you and looking over you. And I actually think that you do feel him. You will feel a breath of fresh air rush past you. It'll almost be like you stood quickly near an air conditioner and you'll feel that. And that is actually him. He's trying to get your attention. He's trying to let you know that he is with you. So please take note of that. If you've got anything else that I can help you with, as I say, send me a message. We'll get you booked in and we'll work on that for you. And we will get you to that point of understanding that it's okay to keep living even though he is no longer here in the physical. You do need to stand in your happiness. Amanda Jane, no, I'm not going to talk about your daughter and your son's differences because that's reading into their energy. I'm sorry. I would prefer if you could pop on a question that relates to yourself. I don't read into the energies of other people's personal business because they are not here to give that permission for that to be done. That may sound a bit perhaps rude to you or cruel or disappointing, but I have great respect for spirit, great respect for the energies that I work with and the people that I work with in the heavenly realms. And I feel very strongly about how I work with those energies. And if I don't have permission of those people to go into that energy, I do not go there. I hope you can understand that. Sorry, you're in a difficult situation with your daughter. Your daughter is young, Sari, your daughter is young. I feel that she is young and I feel there's a lot of immaturity involved there. That's all I can say on that at the moment. Yeah, you're going to have to do a lot more. I think you're someone that needs to learn communication, okay? You want to communicate, but you haven't quite worked out the correct skills or the correct way to go about the communication. So I also feel that you need to, excuse me the way I'm explaining this, but this is what they're saying. You need to come down a peg or two. And what they're saying with that is you need to come down to your daughter's level and try and understand her, and you need to listen to her more because she is young. She's having as much difficulty communicating with you as you are with her, but she's having difficulty communicating to you what it is she needs from you to help her. I hope that helps you out. Thank you, Amanda, for understanding. I do appreciate that very much. Linda, please don't go liking something that you can't have. That's all I'll say on that, please. Will I be okay? I need you to tell me a bit more of a pointed question on that, please, Florin. There's a lot of people I've noticed the last few weeks are coming on here asking the question, you know, do I have the gifts? Do I have the Claire gifts? These are questions that you need to be asking yourself and sitting with, because you already know. You don't need me to tell you that you've got that. You may be looking for someone to help you to expand on them, to learn about them, to connect with them, and to do it in the right way and in a respectful way, and learn how to hear the messages, accept the messages, learn to know when spirit is with you, learn to know that you don't have to be in this energy all the time and what clairs you're using, and on it goes. So if there's anybody on here, and there's a few on here who are asking about what their clairs are, I do a workshop called Working with Spirit. If you would like to do that with me, drop me a private message and I'll organise that with you. And it's something that, you know, takes about 3 to 4 hours max, and we can do an hour a week. It's $97 Australian. If you would like to do that, please do, because I talk about the clairs. We learn what each one is. We learn how to connect to spirit, feel them, know them, hear them. We learn how to depict who is who, who's coming in. Is that the father of your father, which means it's your grandfather on your father's side coming in, or it might be a great aunt on the mother's side, and so forth, because that's how I work and many of us work, and that's what I teach you to do. And that also expands your clairs, how you connect, whether you hear, see, feel, listen, whether you're an empath, so you may feel people's pain and so on. So there's a lot involved in there. If you'd like to do that, as I say, it's $97 and I'm more than happy to do it with you. So just send me a private message and we'll get you booked in to do that, because there are quite a few people asking whether they have the gift or not. We all have it. It depends what we want to do with it and if we want to learn and expand it, okay? Let's have a look down here. And Iva, a love interest. How a man feels about her is in another state now. Sorry, I called you Anna. Beg my pardon. It's Anne. Just excuse me. And unless you're prepared for a long-distance relationship, I think that you really need to look at what is it in this man that is attracting you to him. Do you have the power to be committed to this long-distance relationship? And is he truly bringing to the table what it is that you are looking for in a man, but what you need that man to be for you? Not to bring to you, but what do you need that man to be for you? So if you're looking for someone who's, you know, the tall, dark, handsome, strong, courageous, will look after you no matter what, I feel that you're actually barking up the wrong tree. I think you need to be looking closer to home, because this is something that's not going to come easy to you. And I don't know that your heart can take the rejection of this relationship. So I hope that helps you, okay? If you want to book in for a full one-on-one reading, please go via my website and and we can do a one-on-one, okay? Okay. Thank you, Elsie. When will your family be reunited? Your family will be reunited, Kylie, but it's going to take time. There's some blocks going on within the family unit there. I know there's a lot of blocks. I feel distance. I'm not too sure if the distance, though, is due to more in line with the COVID situation. I feel it's actually more distance due to discontent. I could be wrong, but I can only deliver what Spirit is giving to me and showing me and getting me to feel. Yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? It's a hard one. As I say, the more I sit with it, it becomes more like it's a discontent. There's been issues and separation. Somebody needs to stand up to that separation and someone needs to speak their truth. Somebody needs to bring the subject to the top. Someone needs to bring the topic to the dinner table, so to speak, and there needs to be discussion, but people need to not just speak the words that they want to speak or need to speak or feel they should speak. They also need to put their listening ears on. That's what I'm being told. And if the listening ears aren't on, and if they're not turned on, okay, and being willing to be used, the situation won't dissolve, is what I'm getting with that, okay. Got some emojis up here, and I've got somebody who's put a very angry face up, Helen Kite. I'd love to know what Helen's angry about. So, Helen, if you're on here, let me know what the angry face is about. I don't like seeing angry faces on here. Let me see if we can sort out what that angry face means. That would be a good thing. So, Helen Kite, if you're on here and you're feeling angry, let me know what that anger is about. Okay, all right. Michelle Kerr, is your dad okay? That's a big question, actually, because I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I feel total unwellness. As soon as I said that, there's a heart and there's faces within that heart. So the faces are representing family, family being the support crew, but also in there's illness and unwellness as well. But there's also in that unwellness there's elements of depression, okay? There needs to be some support happening there. There needs to be some issues, again, somebody else who needs to have issues brought to the surface. And when some of those issues are brought to the surface, the physical body will actually heal more. But this is going to be a slow process. And I actually feel a bit short of breath when I'm talking about this, and I actually get a pain in my heart. And this is to do with Dad. This is to do with a male. This is not you. So I'm feeling the breathlessness and I'm feeling the pain in the heart. But the pain in the heart and the breathlessness is twofold. It's something physical, but it's also something emotional, and the two working together are not helping each other. Okay. Elsie, tell me more what it is you want to know about the card on family, please. I feel, Elsie, that you feel like you come from a big family, Elsie, but it's a family that also it's made up of different people. It's blood family and it's extended family, i.e. being not the aunts and uncles, friends and things like that. I think your family will be all right. I think everybody's just going through struggles at the moment. Everyone's on a different platform from where I'm feeling into that question for you and into the energy of it. I think there's different agendas is what they're saying, okay? Everyone's got a different agenda at the moment, and those agendas all need to be put aside, and you need to find a common ground to bring everybody together. I see people sitting around a table and it's like you're breaking bread and drinking wine together, and this is something that hasn't happened for a while and needs to happen again. And even if you can't sit physically at that table, get yourself onto a platform through technology where you can at least all see each other and you can break that bread and pour that wine together. Now, it doesn't have to be bread and it doesn't have to be wine, you know that, but this is just how Spirit is expressing the information to you. You need to get that connection going again, okay? Too many agendas. Nobody's listening, okay, because they're all worrying about their agendas, okay? All righty, got time for a couple more, I think. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Michelle. As I say, once again, before I go, please like my business page and share it, Pathway to Peace. The link is there. There is my private group, Dare and Ignite Awaken, which I'm getting going, and there's going to be more and more in there. I've got, different workshops and different ways that I can mentor you to do whatever it is that you're wanting to do. And the other thing that I wanted to say to you is my soul coaching programs are available to anybody who's on here tonight for the special price of $297. Normally, it is $597 Australian. But to anyone who is here tonight, if you private message me and you would like to do the 28-day soul program, you can have the opportunity of booking in for that special price for this month only, for the month of August of $297. If you message me, I'll then send you a link so that you can pay for that. And then once the payment is made, we will then be in contact with each other to organise the times for your sessions. I will work with you, even though, excuse me, it's a 28-day program. I actually work with you for 6 weeks. And for those 6 weeks, you'll have one-on-one sessions with me via Zoom throughout the course. Go to my website and read about what the course entails, because we don't have a lot of time now to talk about it. You'll see what the real price is on there. So my offer to you tonight is $297 to work with me for 6 weeks and really delve deep into your soul and recognise your soul's truth and learn and tell your story and become empowered. Okay? So private message me if you're interested. Do that tonight, and I'll get back to you tonight and tomorrow, and we will get that organised for you. I provide you with the content on a weekly basis. You will do soul journeying. We will talk about your experiences, and I will guide you through the whole lot. 6 one-on-one sessions, and as I say, it's a fantastic price of $297, and it's being offered to everybody on the show here tonight. So please, all right, you can buy it now. You pay for it in the month of August, and then you can start. You can actually start the course in August, or you can start from 1st of September on. Okay, all right. So please do. Please take up that wonderful opportunity. Okay, so now I'm going to draw 3 cards. Okay, and I'm going to do them as a reading for the collective or the community on here. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards, and I'm using Osho's cards tonight rather than the soul journey cards. And we've got some beautiful cards coming out here. Okay, so the first card I've drawn out is called Integration. The second card is Clinging to the Past, and the third one is Silence. So integration, if you have a look here, we've got the yin and yang, we've got the swans, we have the phoenix, we have the face there. The face is really like a moon, isn't it? So it's really appropriate for what we've been talking about. So everything that we've talked about tonight, if you do everything that's been presented to you here through what Spirit has had to say with what we talked about earlier on, the experience of being with your soul and listening about your to-be or your not-to-bes, and then also the different readings that I have done. You're welcome, Kirsty. Okay, this is what the integration is. So they're saying bring it all together, integrate everything into your life so that you can get there. Now this card is full of life. It's full of the colours of the rainbow, of the chakra energy centres. It's full of everything. When you integrate, you know, you can really go far. And that phoenix there is such power, or the eagle, whatever you want to think that is. Phoenix and eagles, they look very similar, don't they? And your yin and yang, you need to get that balance in this manifestation. Get your balance of everything that is for you. Okay? Clinging to the past, I think we've sort of talked about that a bit tonight. See how we've got the box on the head, because we're running around in the air and we're not getting grounded. We're not working with the fire in our belly, and we're not connecting to earth and getting grounded. We're all up in the air. And this moon can make us feel like that too. But if we do all the work that we've talked about, we can get out of there and don't cling to the past. And this is what that journey was about tonight, for you to listen and hear about your to-bes and also the not-to-bes. And that not-to-bes are things that are making us hold on to the things that serve us no longer. They're not giving us any health. They're not giving us any wealth of any kind. Okay? And then we come to silence. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to speak again, that you're not going to make a noise. But if you can see there, I hope that you can see it. It's a bit hard. I'll put it over here. See that beautiful, peaceful face? We've got that beautiful light in the third eye where our visions occur, our life experiences go past. That beautiful, peaceful face. And we're feeling so content. We're reaching the stars. We've got, you know, it's all happening there for us. This silence can be such a beautiful thing to experience. And you can get to that if you listen to the information that is given to you, okay? And then I want to draw up a fire card for everyone, and then it will be time to sign off. So I'm going to draw a fire card, and I'll just let you know what that card is. And this is to get the fire going in the belly, okay? It's called Protection, the Dream, okay? Got the beautiful wings there, okay? So protection. Go for your dreams, you know, protect those dreams, action them for all the right reasons is what they're saying, okay? So I hope those cards as a community, as a collective, to everybody on here, I hope that helps you. I hope you've enjoyed the session tonight. I have changed this is the third session that I have changed it from doing just readings. When I first started the shows, I was doing just readings and that was it. And then I realised working with spirit and working with energies and being who I am and what I do, I knew that that wasn't enough for the wonderful, beautiful souls and the community of people who come on here every week onto my sessions. And I knew that I needed to start not honouring just me and who I am and what I do, but honouring you as well. And that's what I'm doing. I'm honouring you, and I'm bringing to you everything that I can to nurture you to live a beautiful life, because I want you to have a beautiful life. I really, really do. So I hope that you will all come back again next week, next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to hear from you all. I hope you sign up for the Soul Coaching course. Send me that private message. Like and share my page. Get in and join my group. Let's get the action happening. Now's the time for the manifestation, and I am here to help you to manifest. So I'm going to bid you good night and thank you.